Time for the J3C Pigskin Podcast. I'm John. Give me 3 minutes. I'll give you my 3 cents. Consider this the audio companion to my weekly college football top 25, which you'll find online at johns3cents.wordpress.com. Another week is in the books, and it seems there's all sorts of ways to get the job done. For each of the past 3 seasons, Alabama has suffered a November loss. They avoided that fate, at least for now, in an ugly but we'll-take-it win over Mississippi State in Starkville. Sometimes you just survive in order to advance. That's what the Tide did in rather workmanlike fashion Saturday night. On the other end of the spectrum was Florida State's 59-3 domination of Syracuse. Sometimes you just have too much for the other guy, so you steamroll him. There's also the Baylor method. Spot a decent team a 20-7 lead, then beat the crap out of them with a 35-7 run to put the game away. Then there's Ohio State, who built a 35-7 lead, then dozed off for a while and let Illinois get within 12, then made it look easy at the end and won going away. Of course, all of those methods may pale in comparison to how Auburn found a miracle to keep their dreams alive against Georgia. I know there's been plenty of talk about the lack of fundamentals in the Bulldogs secondary, but just to be honest, I felt more like the fickle finger of fate may have been at work at Jordan-Hare Saturday. After that crazy finish, the game-winning field goal Southern Cal kicked against Stanford seemed tame by comparison, unless, of course, you were in the Coliseum. Fans out in L.A. seem pretty happy about it. With all of that stuff going on, you might think the rest of the day was probably bland, but you'd be wrong. Duke beat Miami in November, and it wasn't basketball. That alone makes a remarkable Saturday. South Carolina won a school record 16th straight home game while giving Florida their longest losing streak since 1979. Central Florida got a miracle catch of their own to beat one-win Temple. Wisconsin rushed for 554 yards in a rout of Indiana, while Division III Heidelberg, Ohio running back Cartel Brooks ran for 465 yards himself. Yeah, that would indeed be a new NCAA record. And back on Thursday night, Clemson routed Georgia Tech. Hey, what a surprise. No matter the method, we've now reached the point for another new top 25 where the first 4 teams remain unchanged. Alabama, Florida State, Baylor, and Ohio State are still my top 4, with Oregon climbing back to number 5. Michigan State is up 3 to 15th. That's the biggest jump of the week. The biggest drop belongs to Stanford, down 6 to number 11. Duke enters the top 25 at 24. They'll replace Texas. Don't forget that you can see my entire top 25 every week just by hitting the blog at johns3cents.wordpress.com. Coming up next weekend, most of the interesting games are west of the Mississippi. Baylor goes to Oklahoma State. Missouri is at Ole Miss. Arizona State is at UCLA. Texas A&M plays at LSU, and Wisconsin heads to Minnesota. Closer to home, it'll be Kentucky at Georgia, Vanderbilt at Tennessee, and Georgia Tech welcomes mighty Alabama A&M. I'm John, and that's my 3 cents.